Hi, and welcome to our 5th episode of Talk of Purdue, where Jeff and I usually tell you the biggest news of the week, but today we thought we'd give you a recap of the summer.
So, as your hangovers are ending and you're on your way back to campus, here are the top 10 things that you should know that happened over summer so that you're right back to speed as you start back into class.
Number 10. Earlier this summer, we learned that Governor Mitch Daniels would not be running for president. There was a lot of speculation regarding that, and in fact, many Purdue students got involved in drafting him for the campaign. Daniels cited family reasons as to not running, but we're still holding out hope for 2016.
Number 9. Keady Court was not expected to be replaced as part of the Mackey renovations, but when a severe storm damaged it in May, the court was deemed irreplaceable 2 months later. According to the man who maintains the court, Paul Horsley, the court could have been good for a couple more years, but it was reaching its maximum number of standings and had to be replaced. The new court prominently features Gene Keady's signature, and it looks like it'll be a pretty cool place for Robbie Hummel and co to play this semester.
Number 8. An interim medical amnesty policy was approved by the University Senate halfway through the summer. This policy will still be in place in the fall, so everyone coming back to campus now has a little bit of a safeguard on Saturday nights. The policy has to be looked at by the University Senate in order to be formalized, but during this interim policy, if any Purdue student makes an unsafe decision, they can go to push urgent care and receive medical attention. It's a huge step for Purdue.
Number 7. 70.5% of Purdue students aren't graduating in 4 years, and it's not because they're walking under the bell tower. We found out that Purdue is hoping to put in a core curriculum so that it's easier for students who change majors to make it out of here in 4 years, and it's a problem they are taking seriously, and we think they should be as well.
Number 6, the infamous Makers All campaign. For all you Boilermakers out there, we finally got the number for how much the campaign cost, and in its first semester it cost about $500,000. We did several stories looking at the analysis of the campaign, but we've learned that campaign will still be around this fall, so we'll keep watching and letting you know how much it'll cost.
Number 5. Juwan Johnson was drafted in the first round by the Boston Celtics, and Boiler Nation went crazy. Who would have guessed that 1 round later, E'Twaun Moore would be selected by the same team? There's rumors now that E'Twaun may be headed to Italy to play for a team, but the good news is that he has an escape clause so that in case the lockout ends, he's able to come back and join Juwan Johnson in Boston. From what I understand, there's quite a few Boston fans who are also Purdue alums, so I'm sure it's going to be a crazy time for them out there in B-Town.
Number 4. Our summer took a more somber note when we learned that a Purdue football player, Sean Maddie, had gone missing over July 4th weekend at Lake Freeman. Later, Maddie's body was found in the lake and identified by a fellow football player who had an internship with the Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Office. A memorial service was held on campus at St. Thomas Aquinas. Coach Danny Hope and several other football players were there, as was the team chaplain. The football team is planning to remember Maddie this season, though we're not sure, or we haven't learned yet as to how.
Number 3. The Presidential Search Committee. After President France Cordova announced she would not be coming back once her contract expired, the Board of Trustees set up a committee tasked with finding the next president. One notable thing about that committee is only 1 Purdue student was drafted to be on the committee, and graduate students were not included. Brad Kreitz, who is the student representative, has been told he can't yet talk about the process, but we're looking forward to seeing as the semester goes how that process comes along.
Number 2. We want to make sure that everyone on campus got the news that Purdue increased tuition, so we made it half of our front page. The Purdue Board of Trustees voted to increase tuition for students by 3.5%. The decision was made after a public budget hearing was held in May, but only 5 students showed up, and 1 spoke.
Number 1. President France Cordova announced on July 1st that she will be stepping down as Purdue president when her contract expires in July of 2011. The announcement came as somewhat of a surprise, and I was actually notified only hours before, and she told us at the meeting that the Board of Trustees were notified only that morning. Thank you for joining us for our first 5 episodes of Talk of Purdue as we've counted down the news of the week every Friday.
You can find us here every Friday during the school year giving you the most important news of the week. And as Jeff and I get better at doing this whole talk show thing, we want to incorporate students to come on the show and talk to us. So if you're interested in being a part of the greatness that is Talk of Purdue, send one of us an email and we'll make it happen.
Make sure you pick up our Welcome Back edition that comes out on Friday, August 19th, and we look forward to seeing you for the rest of the semester.
See you on campus, and thanks for watching Talk of Purdue.